Tennis aficionados, welcome back to the channel. And believe me when I say that you are losing out on one of the most thrilling, surprising, and downright momentous tales of the whole 2026 tennis season if you have not been keeping up with what is going on in the California desert. We are live in the midst of the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, which is aptly and lovingly referred to as tennis paradise. And if you're an Alexandra Eala fan, you're in heaven right now. For good reason, the entire globe is anticipating this next game. The tennis community throughout the world is paying close attention to Alexandra Eala, who has officially burst onto the scene in Indian Wales. We are discussing a real breakout, a time when a budding talent not only knocks on the door of greatness but, with complete authority, kicks it down. We must go back and set the scene in order to completely appreciate the scope of what we are seeing. We haven't seen this kind of excitement in California in a long time. There are long lines encircling the stadiums, flags flapping in the frigid night air of the desert, and a sizable and fervent Filipino fan support that cheers, chants, and lives on every racket swing. The 20-year-old Quezon City sensation Alexandra Eala has brought the hopes and dreams of an entire country to this WTA 1000 event, and she is delivering in ways that are changing the course of history. A few days prior, she was up against the seasoned and deadly Ukrainian Diana Yastremska in an absolute marathon, a midnight thriller. Eala's development was demonstrated by the match alone. Eala fought for 2 hours and 43 minutes, far beyond midnight in the bitterly cold desert. She faced match points after losing the second set. She won 75 in the third set after having to dig deeper than she may have ever done on a professional court. Eala is no longer just a promising junior, as seen by her level of unwavering perseverance and her refusal to give in to the tremendous pressure of a large crowd and an unrelenting opponent. On the main circuit, she is a true force. However, if the Yastremska match served as the ignition, the explosion was what followed. Eala was put to the ultimate test in the third round. Coco Gauff is the fourth-ranked player in the world, a Grand Slam champion, and a beloved American. This was a much-anticipated rematch of their match from a few weeks earlier in Dubai, where Eala was easily defeated by Gauff in straight sets. Eala completely changed the course of events that had been planned for another Gauff masterclass. Eala appeared really concentrated, aggressive, and well-prepared from the first ball. By combining her trademark destructive cross-court forehands with well-timed drop shots, she was pounding the ball and keeping the American off balance all the time. In the first set, Eala broke Gauff not once, not twice, but 4 times to take a commanding 6-2 lead. It is now critical to confront the situation's reality, striking a balance between our enthusiasm and complete caution. Gauff was seriously hindered by a nerve problem in her left arm, which resulted in 7 double faults throughout the first set and obvious anguish. Eala was ahead 2-0 in the second set when Gauff had to make the painful but necessary decision to end the match. We completely sympathize with Coco Gauff. She is a terrific competitor, and her retirement is terrible in a tournament like Indian Wells. In class, Eala herself demonstrated a great deal of empathy, checking on her opponent at the net and then praising Gauff as a trailblazer and role model in her post-match interview on International Women's Day. But we also need to base this story on the facts of the game before the retirement. The tennis that Alexandra Eala was playing was amazing. Points were dictated by her. Gauff's early advantages had been totally nullified by her absorbing speed. Eala's victory made her the first Filipino player in Indian Wells history to advance to the round of 16. She has solidified her position as the highest-ranked Filipino player in WTA history and is presently sitting at a career-high live, ranking inside the top 30. By packing stadiums with supporters wearing Alexandra Eala fan club jerseys and fostering an environment that tour officials are calling unparalleled, she is introducing a whole new demographic to the sport. However, the journey is far from finished. The journey only gets harder from here, so the festivities must be short-lived. A player who poses an entirely new and dangerous challenge is waiting for her in a round of 16. She is a rising star in her own right, a juggernaut from the Czech Republic, and a player who knows Eala well from her youth years. She just had an incredible comeback triumph. Linda Nosková is the person who is preventing Alexandra Eala from making history by making it to the quarterfinals. The entire world is waiting for this showdown. On one of the biggest tennis stages, two youthful, vibrant, and hungry players clash. This is all the information you require about Alexandra Eala and Linda Noskova's impending blockbuster. We must perform a thorough surgical examination of these two titans' respective games, histories, and the psychological warfare that is set to take place on Indian Wells hard courts in order to comprehend how they compare today. Let's start by looking at Linda Nosková, a 21-year-old Czech powerhouse who is now ranked 14th in the world. The epitome of contemporary power tennis is Noskova. She is a part of the Czech Republic's seemingly never-ending production line of elite tennis players. You understand exactly what I mean if you watch the WTA Tour. A particular type of clinical heavy-hitting baseline aggression is used in the Czechs. And Nosko is arguably the most promising young person to carry on that tradition. There is no denying Nosko's history. When she won the French Open girls singles title in 2021, she became well known throughout the world. However, Noskova adjusted frighteningly quickly, in contrast to many elite juniors who find it difficult to transfer their success to the harsh reality of the senior tour. We are well familiar with her incredible performance at the 2024 Australian Open, where she advanced to the quarterfinals, demonstrating her ability to succeed on the grandest stages and against the most formidable opponents. She recently won her maiden WTA victory at the Monterrey Open, demonstrating her capacity to overcome a difficult draw and win a championship. She is confident and battle-tested going into this round of 16 encounter. Take a look at her journey through Indian Wells. She defeated Jessica Buza's Minero in straight sets after getting a purchase in the opening round. However, it was her battle against the seasoned Romanian Serena Cerci in the third round that really made her medal stand out. In a tiebreak, Noskova really lost a close opening set. Particularly after holding set points, a lot of young players would have given up due to frustration. Not Noskova. She refocused, intensified her forceful ground strokes, and methodically dismantled Cerci. The next two sets are 64-64. Noskova is extremely difficult to rattle due to her stoic, almost frigid on-court manner and her exceptionally powerful serve, which penetrates flat ground strokes off both wings. Let's now compare that to Alexandra Eala's game. Eala's vibrant, explosive shot-making contrasts with Noskova's chilly, calculating power. Eala is a left-hander who uses her core geometry and spin to devastating effect. Her forehand is already regarded as one of the rising tour's riskiest shots. Her opponents are completely pulled off the court by the incredible angles she creates when she smashes it with enormous topspin. Eala's tactical maturity and defensive tenacity, however, are what have really changed in her game over the past year. She is no longer merely attempting to hit wins from unattainable spots. She's building points. She skillfully modifies the tempo with her slice. She has become really skilled at returning shots, and we witnessed her masterfully employing wonderfully disguised drop shots against Coco Gauff. Eala plays with her front foot. Although she now has the physical conditioning to absorb pace and extend points when needed, she still prefers to control the baseline rallies. But we can't just focus on the forehands and backhands when analyzing this clash. We need to examine the psychological baggage and the history of a particular, stark statistical oddity that hangs over this match like a fog over the Eala camp. The Czech curse is what I'm referring to. Although the statistic seems startling, it is really true. Alexandra Eala has lost all 11 of her professional tour matches against Czech players. 11 loses and 0 victories. She has faced opponents like Teresa Valentova, who knocked her out at the TAR Open just a month ago, and Barbara Krejcikova, who ended her Wimbledon main draw debut last year. For some reason, strong topspin games seem to be excellently neutralized by the flat, heavy, deeply penetrating ball that Czech players naturally hit. Eala is deprived of the opportunity to set up her huge sweeping forehand mechanics because the Czechs take the ball quite early. It's not a myth. Eala and her Rafael Nadal Academy coaching staff are acutely aware of this tactical reality in order to win this match. Eala needs to do more than merely defeat Linda Nosková. She must overcome a significant mental obstacle and devise a tactical solution to a playing style that has consistently undermined her on the professional circuit for years. But hold on, the story takes a drastic turn. Eala has defeated Linda Nosková, although she has never defeated a Czech player on the Pro Tour. The history is there, and it is very important, but you have to go back to the younger ranks to find it. They are not strangers. Since they were little more than kids, they have been involved in a feud. A 12-year-old Alexandra Eala competed against Linda Nosková in the final of the 2018 Les Tournament in France, which is regarded as the global championship for junior tennis players under the age of 14. Eala won 576,376 in the hard, exhausting three-set match. They reconnected 2 years later in the 2020 French Open Girls quarterfinals. Eala defeated Noskova once more, winning 46-63-62. What can we learn from this junior history? It indicates that Eala is aware, deep down, that she has the means to break the Noskova game. Indeed, since they were teenagers, the dynamics have significantly shifted. Noskova has developed into a powerful player and is currently the WTA Tour's higher-ranked, more seasoned player. However, tennis is a very mental sport. Noskova will see the girl who stole major junior titles from her when she looks across the internet, in addition to the world number 32. She won't only see the formidable 14 seed when I glance across the net. She will see a player that she has previously broken down with success. The serve return and court placement will determine the outcome of this match tactically. Noskova aims to finish points in 3 or 4 shots, stay on the baseline, and make large cutbacks with the ball. Eala's main goal has to be depth. Noskova will intervene and crush Eala's heavy top spin balls if she leaves them sitting short in the middle of the court, revealing the exact flaw that has led to Eala's 0-1 record against Czech players. In order to stretch the Czech player wide to the forehand side and create possibilities down the line, Eala must force Noskova back with her lefty angles. Additionally, Noskova's powerful serve will put Eala's return game, which has been outstanding thus far in this tournament, to the ultimate test. Eala's better mobility and variety could begin to control the match's flow if she can neutralize the opening serve and enter neutral baseline rallies. The crowd is another X factor. The ELA experience that is currently taking place at Indian Wells cannot be understated. There will be an electric stadium atmosphere. Another huge crowd of fervent supporters waving flags and creating a Davis Cup-like vibe to a typical tour tournament is anticipated. Despite her reputation for stoicism, Noskova finds it particularly draining to play against a team that has the entire stadium cheering her on every time she scores a point. It produces an oppressive pressure. It seems like a match at every break point. It consumes his vitality. We witnessed her using it to fend off Jaska's nighttime chill. The audience encourages her, helps her overcome exhaustion, and boosts her self-esteem. If Eala gets off to a fast start and gets the crowd involved early, it can significantly alter the psychological balance of match that. As we anticipate this massive round of 16 encounter, it becomes abundantly evident that this is about much more than simply making it to the quarterfinals of the WTA 1000 event. However, the prestige of winning at Indian Wells and the ranking points are undoubtedly enormous. This match is a true collision course of styles, history, and self-redemption. This is Linda Noskova's chance to prove that she is a top-tier player on the tour, exact revenge for those heartbreaking junior defeats, and confirm that her clinical power-based game is superior than the exciting shot-making of the rising Filipina star. Noskova wants to put an end to the commotion, manage her affairs with the merciless efficiency for which Czechs are renowned, and advance toward the championship. For Alexandra Eala, the stakes are almost unimaginably high. She has a lifetime's worth of momentum. Just by being present in the 4th round, she has already created history. However, athletes of her ability are not content to merely make history. They wish to completely rewrite it. In addition to breaking the psychological barrier of the feared Czech curse, a victory here would unquestionably solidify her status as a top 30 regular and a serious contender for future major titles. She has shown us how she feels about Jaska. Against golf, she has demonstrated her extraordinary talent and grace. She needs to demonstrate her tactical prowess against Noskova now. In the game of tennis, we are seeing a paradigm change. The WTA circuit has openly discussed the ELA effect and how her ascent is attracting a completely new, fervent fan base to the sport. Success for a player like Eala affects more than just the standings. In the Philippines and throughout Southeast Asia, it motivates a whole generation to pick up a racket. It significantly and visibly expands the sport's global reach. Practice court number 1 is the subject of significant attention from executives, fans, and the media. Observing Eala's sign autographs, witnessing her manage the enormous, carefree smile, and anticipating her return to Stadium 1. Played at 100 miles per hour, this chess match is going to be exciting. It will take tremendous physical stamina, deft tactical adjustments, and unwavering mental commitment. Will the court be overpowered by Linda Noskova's unwavering demeanor and raw baseline power? Or will Alexandra Eala's crowd-fueled, explosive, heavy-spinning magic continue the Cinderella run in the desert by figuring out how to lift the curse? Everyone in the tennis world is holding their breath. There will be brilliant lights. The tennis will undoubtedly be of the highest caliber, and the air in the desert will be tight. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who came along for this in-depth analysis of one of the most fascinating stories in sports today. We have dissected the tactics, the history, and the indisputable drama of this game. To ensure you never miss our breaking coverage of the WTA 4, please make sure to like this broadcast, subscribe to the channel, and enable those notifications if you appreciated this level of in-depth documentary-style analysis.